And hello and welcome to my desk. It's Friday. I literally just ate and dragged my my fat behind into this room. Totally like not prepared. But I stream at this hour, so I better just turn on the camera and see if I can wing a good start to this stream. I wanted to start showing what I just recently bought a long time ago, like maybe a couple of weeks ago, I bought this Pit Graphite Matte Pencil set from Derwent, and it was no, I'm sorry, from Faber-Castell, and it was inspired by Kathy Arbor. And at the same sentence we talked about in chat, and also Kathy mentioned that we should start drawing some more graphite drawings. Just graphite, back to basic. And this graphite matte pencil set is so awesome because it includes some pencils where you can like really burnish like a freak, and it won't have that sheen glare of a freaked burnish. I had to cut off some of the plastic insert in the set because I wanted to make space for a kneaded eraser and my Mono Zero eraser also. And then I also wanted to make room for, I think it's this smaller cotillion or stump, because this one was included in the set, but it's like really fat. So for, I'm sorry, so for like smaller, intricate details, I haven't yet drawn anything remarkable with these pencils. So what I was kind of waiting for was actually some sort of a sketchbook, because I was watching how Janet M. Young also has all her graphite drawings collected in a journal, and I thought that's a smart idea. Hi, Barbara. Welcome to my Friday stream. Nice to see you. I was lurking, Laurie, and it cracked me up when she talked about how old do you think that I am? Let me see. I have to get rid of the notification. I see whiffs of smoke. Yes, I literally just risen, left the dinner table, and the clock was like 1 minute to stream time, so I had to take my after dinner cigarette with the camera on. But don't tell anyone. But I was just in time crunch. I was making dinner so fast while Laurie was streaming and lurking and everything, and I want to give away. Can you believe it? Can you imagine? Like cooking potatoes and all the things, and then snatch a giveaway and then back to the pots. So I felt like I was like really, multitasking. But back to all the graphite talk. I really thought that it was so nice to have all your graphite drawings collected in a journal. I got a lot of graphite paper pads, but it's like single sheets and it has to be torn off. So I can just imagine, like, I don't want to create another pile, like another UFO graphite pencil pile that's just gonna accumulate on some part of the room. Oh, one of those funny cigarettes, perhaps? No, no. Hi, Cass. And not while streaming. That would be really, really crazy. I once drank whiskey while I was doing a upload where I made a comp book dressed up in Eileen style, and then she's always, giving puns about, "Are you drunk? Have you been drinking?" So I thought, okay, I'm gonna give her the ultimate opportunity to ask me if I'm drunk or have been drinking while I dressed up that journal by actually be drinking while I was streaming it. So that's the only time. But I took that video down because I'm not sure that YouTube would appreciate that kind of content. So, but anyway, I bought two journals. One, this is this one. I am planning that this should be used for graphite, and I chose some paper that's not super smooth. It's got a little bit of a little bit more texture than copy paper. So I think that I will be able to layer up good with graphite, but it's not like cold press, but it's not as smooth as hot press. So it's a little bit in between. They wrote on the description that this one here is perfect for calligraphy and ink pens, and that kind of paper I think is also very suitable for graphite drawings. So this is going to be my new journal for graphite pencils. Look how many pages there are. I'm never gonna fill it out. Doesn't say here how many pages. I almost don't want to open it up because my camera freaks out with all that white. I don't. To me, it looks like 200 pages, right? But because there's so many pages, I can just draw on one page and then flip. Oh, now autofocus is and it's like a faux leather, so it's got this very nice, it's nice to grab it. You know what I mean? Like, and I love because graphite drawing is not going to be a journal where you kind of paste stuff in and collage or whatnot. So you can actually have it in a real binded book without having that alligator mouth. So future Lena is going to practice her graphite drawing in this journal. Yoo-hoo! Hi, Gail. Let's see. I am missing someone. I did say hello to Cass and Christine. Hello, Christine. And then I bought this journal right here. Oh my God, look at this box. Check out this box. Can you so see me decorate this box and use for, I don't know, something? Elastic, bing, metal, and then you open it up like this, and then inside is this journal. I think it's leather, honestly. I mean, it totally act, smell, look, feel like leather, but it's that very hard cow leather that's like not been treated or not been rolled, so it's really stiff, and it got this embossed um decoration, you could call it. I really like this. I like it a lot. I know the paper that's inside this journal. Look, I really think it is leather because I just can't believe how they can produce these things so inexpensively. I mean, I can't even recall what I paid for it, but it wasn't a lot. I think it was 239. What is that? 71421. Wild guess $35. And I mean, look how much you get for that. You get the box, you get this leather bound, you get a bookmark also in leather, and this is like the spanking leather. You can like really do some damage with this one. It's not going anywhere. It's actually so stiff you could use it as a ruler. So, but like I said, I'm familiar with this paper. I know it from another leather bound journal that I have enjoyed working in. It's this one. So I know that this paper will not take watercolor and make the watercolor travel, So it's more like if you use gouache on this paper, I think it would be lovely. I have not yet used gouache in this book. Here in this book, I mostly just used watercolor, and I have a section that I use when I'm drawing on my couch. This one here. All this is watercolor. So as you can see, I have been using this with water soluble media, this kind of paper. And it's this inexpensive, made in India kind of paper that's, um, I don't think it's cotton. I think it's wood pulp somehow. Watercolor behave in a very special way on this paper. There, then I said it. It's very difficult for me to describe paper. But I'm planning on using this journal for gouache because I don't know. I don't have a designated journal for gouache. So I just thought that I needed a new journal. So I got these two. So let me see. Miss Lena tells all whiskey and Spain. This is why I should have like a break before my chores, dinner. I just can't go from dinner, chore, cleaning up, streaming. I need that break in between to sound like a normal person. Oh man. Um. Yeah, leave it to crafter to ooh and ah over that box. That box is just yummy. I didn't even know that it was going to be delivered in such a yummy box. So my purchase experience was really like spring up several points when I just saw this box. Of course, I remembered what I ordered, but still, you're like, "What is this?" You know, it looks like a present. So, yep, yeah, that was my haul share. Actually, I want a jelly plate with you guys today because I don't think that you have ever seen me jelly plate printing before, and there is a reason for that. I'm not the best. I don't really have a ton of skills, you know, like tips and tricks, and I feel like I'm a newbie at with the gel plate. But the most crazy thing is that I actually utilize every single print that I use, and I am low on my. I only got. I can show you my papers. I use every single print I make, and I need some more prints for a project that I'm working on. And the only prints I got left are these. Sorry, uh, what do you call them? You know when you when you take off with deli paper the stencil, it's a pull. It's not the pull like this is the paper. It's look, I can't even speak the terminology of gel printing. Yes, but I use the same sheet over and over, and it's actually quite beautiful. It's just filled with texture. And then Kathy Arbor got this trick where she's pushing eco prints through the big shot. So I got on rice paper these very vague prints, but they are not able to be used for my project. I need wild background sheets looking a bit more like this. I need paper that looks like this. This one is made by Kathy Burke. It is so beautiful with silver flakes. It's just really beautiful. But I definitely need some more random, also like this, prints like this. Yeah. What I'm going for is also these crusty bits. I don't know if you can tell, if maybe you can. You can imagine like it gives a raised texture. Negative prints, ghost prints, that's it. Yeah. Roll off sheets. Oh, yeah, you guys know all the words. um, and I want crusty bits on my pools today. That's the point of my gel printing sessions because I'm going to use it for a project. I'm just going to show you a canvas that I'm working on at the moment. How beautiful it is as background paper. Hang on. Okay, don't get dizzy. I'm gonna move the camera. Or maybe I'm gonna move the camera. You're warned. This is really huge. Can you guys see what's going on the brim of the nose on this painting? That is gel prints making that effect underneath the painting. Look at the side of the eye and the chin right there. That texture is from gel prints used as background paper. And I am, you know, I'm trying to make those papers today. You love it? I love it too. I actually love it so much because it's like undone. It's not finished, but I think it's finished because I love that rough look of unfinished. Yeah, it's just this type of painting where it could be a style that it's not finished. I mean, you can see all those rough chunks of texture, this collaged, overlapping background. Of course, I need to work something with the neck right here. But suddenly, when I was working on it, I looked at it and I just fell in love with that unfinished look. I'm just gonna put it away in a safe side. But this is also a good example of how I utilize my gel prints. Can you guys see this right here? That's gel prints. And the top corner up here, that's also gel prints. And of course, I wrap them around the corner of the canvas. So I need uh, some prints that are like fading out in pigments, if it makes sense. And also, can you see next to her chin, this area right here? Oh, this is also a gel print. So what I use for my canvases as background are not necessarily pretty prints, but it's more prints with a like a ton of texture, like this right here. And then of course it's wrapped around the corner. So this is also a gel print. Okay. So now you got an idea of why my gel printing sessions do not look as as familiar to if you compare with other people's. Like they're going for other things, I'm going for a special effect. So now you understand why I'm making some pulls that to you guys might look like, oh my god, that's like nothing. She's got nothing and I think I got everything. Because my pulls is typically like a lot of white space, crusty bits, and just texture in the paint. So yeah, it's a bit difficult to explain. So I'm glad that I could visually show you guys how I utilize my prints. And because I like to use my prints as backgrounds with a lot of crusty bits, I don't really maintain my plate. This is like dried up from the last session. And what I do is that I pick a light color, and it's never going to be that color on my canvas because I go on top of the canvas with transparent acrylic that I dilute down with a glazing medium so that any color I pick of acrylic tube becomes transparent. So it's just gonna get a glaze of that color that I choose for the painting. So I got really free hands of my colors for my gel prints as long as they're not too dark. They have to be a bit bright because it opens up more opportunities to glaze on top with an even darker color. So, um, you would say it's finished too? Yeah, me too. It was really I was painting on it, and then suddenly I'm stepping back and I'm thinking, oh my god, I'm gonna wreck this if I continue an hour more. Sometimes it's like that half an hour and you overworked it and destroyed it, you know? So I think I managed to stop and step away at the perfect time where I still got in my imagination some steps I could take. You know, I could work a little bit on that. I could put in a that slate gray on the wig hair. You know, there are still steps to take, but by not taking them, I think I managed to stop in time, and it really made me ponder about. Um, I think I should stop working on my canvases before my brain thinks I'm finished, if it makes any sense. I'm just thinking about that because you guys know what I'm talking about when I'm saying overwork. Like, oh my god, we can all fall in love so much with what we're working on that it's so easy to overwork it. And suddenly it loses that um, spontaneous, I don't know. It's difficult to explain. Why do I even try to explain it? I think I want to use like a packing um, something as protecting my surface. And hooray for Amazon for having these giant shipping envelopes. They're like perfect for this desk. Stop and leave it for a day and look at it with fresh eyes. Yeah, Susan, you're so right. My brother came over and pointed to a spot on the wall. What I said, he says, "There's nothing here." I rolled my eyes. um, oh yeah, most of our stuff is actually hidden in books. That is so true. That is so true. So, but I think it's scary when you see how much volume it picks up when you start putting things on canvases. I got so many of the small canvases with the when I first was practicing oil paints. I painted on these small, inexpensive canvases. I got so many of these. So now I pulled them out and putting them in my craft area, and I'm planning to simply paint over them because they were fun and useful as practice. But it kind of shows that if we didn't have art journals and had to paint everything on a canvas, your room would look insane, I'm telling you guys. Okay, this is my collection of stencils. Every stencil I own fits in this envelope right here. And I usually just grab a bunch and then I look through it. I want something that's like really intricate because that gives the best crusty bits. Of course, crackle is always fun. This gives like awesome crusty bits. This gives a little bit of texture that you will be able actually to detect. Also this one. And then this one is so awesome if you are having a glitter to start out with that gold with this stencil, and then you can start layering colors on top. And this is a trick I learned from Devon Rex to just dab off on your gel plates. What I do mostly with this one is to dab off in the edges, because I find that if I dab here while the paint is wet and the plate is wet, I am most likely picking up crusty bits. If I don't touch this area, crusty bits will just accumulate and get fatter and fatter and will not release. So while I'm jelly printing, I keep maintaining my corners with this uh, to make sure that I got a low buildup of the crusty bits, because then they will most frequently release more. Um, Shout out to live streamers. Make us some wall art, please. Oh my god, Susan, it's so difficult to stream them. You have like ridiculous camera angle. I think my head would be in the way 1,000 times. That is also a stencil that I like. Now I am feeling like a complete idiot because I cannot shout out the. Oh, this is also a good crusty bit stencil. I cannot really shout out makers. Some of them I know, like this is apparently Finnabair because it says right here. I have no clue. This is a gift from Sandra. This is Tim Holtz, I think. This is also Tim Holtz. This is a gift from Sandra. This is actually a cool one. I think I have the packaging for that one still. I love that one. Look, I can give good credit. This is a giveaway I won from Sandra, and it's Jenny's Mindful Art Collection Studio Light stencil. So now I feel really professional. Oh man. But yeah, I think it's intimidating to do live art canvas streams because I don't know, the substrate is just so large, so large. I mean, that wouldn't be a very nice stream friendly thing. I don't know. You think I could do it? Let me try flip the camera so you better can see what issues I'm talking about. Hold on to your lunch or your dinner. This is me, right? Can you see how far away that easel is? Can you see how it's just difficult? And then if I had to work on it, I would. Okay, it's not that bad actually. I thought that this backing of the chair would cover this area here. Yeah, but I would still cover up so much of the. Of course, I got a ton of crap, so I can't really move this. But can you see how it's just difficult angle? Maybe not a live stream, but someday you could do a video. Uh, it is a lot of moving around. Yeah. So, oh, thank you. But I just think that I would, I can't wait to see the footage of this when it's uploaded, because I am also interested in seeing how much am I actually blocking, how much is my body blocking the canvas. So, but let me take it down again. And then we're back. You got a full circle of my room, just the wrong way. But I think that there is a lot of thinking sessions also, where you need to like get up, look away, move around, and so I don't know. I'm just thinking that if I'm doing something on a stream, it had to happen in some sort of pace where I'm constantly moving my hands, maybe. But when I sit and paint on canvases, I feel I got one shot, so I need to focus and not mess around so much. So I have several minutes where I'm not particularly putting something on the canvas, but more swatching colors, mixing, blending, taking decisions. And I think I would be the wrong person to stream that, because I would want to cut those breaks out somehow, even though it's a part of the process. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I also think that a lot of viewers uh, are here to meet people in chat, so maybe they do feel entertained, even though nothing is going on, and I'm sitting having a break, pondering about what to use next. Actually, now I'm just digging out tubes, and this is this is how I work. I kind of get myself a feeling for blue, green, gray, blue. Um, those are like really nice colors to cover up. Maybe some, like, I know they look like flesh tone, but it's actually like a coral. So it's a very nice like mauve if you put blue on top of it. So when it's mixed with a glaze, it has a warm undertone. And then maybe this silver is, I think I'm gonna go with this silver instead of this silver. Okay, guys. Fine then. Like, it's just me being a chicken. Oh. It's easier to do an edit video because of how much time it will take. There is a lot of drawing time and pondering. Yes, there is. But Kathy, if you and me on your StreamYard fancy technology thing, if you and me painted on canvas, both of us, it will take off like half the pressure. You know what I mean? Like, so I can easily feel motivated to do that, but with another streamer, because then we are both in the same situation, and hopefully one will talk with where another one is quiet. So, but maybe we should ponder about doing a canvas on stream if someone wants to see it. No wonder I couldn't find any blue paint in the store. Lena has them all on her desk. Yes, all of them. But I'm telling you guys, blue is such a nice color as an underpainting for something else. I don't know why. Um, yeah, it's just a nice. Okay, Another thing about the way that I print, because I'm going after layered texture, I am putting so much paint on my plate. So that's also why I have refrained jelly printing on my YouTube channel, because I know that people who are really pro at jelly printing, they will be like, stop rolling on so much paint. So let me get one of those pull-off papers. Okay, let's work up the sheets. This I think is perfect as is. This is getting there, but could still. This one could get some more texture on top of it. I'm hoping one day to use these pull-off sheets in some sort of project. I can't recommend it on canvases because they will curl up when they get in contact with the glue or medium. They start wrinkling. Hi, Sina. I watched. I couldn't watch everything because I actually woke up and it was like 5:30 in the morning and I had to get ready for things in work and you were live and I just had to lurk for half an hour before my day started, but I actually managed to catch some of the stream. It was awesome. It was the stream. I went back and saw the recorded. It was the stream where you showed pictures of yourself. And it was very interesting to see the photos. Okay, now I got that silver glazed in first. So that will show up on whatever I throw on top of this. And I just needed to show up and say hello. So I'm not so interested in this drying up super detailed or intricate. So I'm actually not even going to wait for it to dry. I'm just going to go straight in with a very thick paint. And I use these abstract from Sennelier. I categorize them as heavy body. Don't know. Don't think that they're sold like heavy body paint, but mine is very thick and it stands up on its own, you know. It's a good body sized paint. And now to my white, just a moment. I have tried out several brands of white and I really love the Schminke Academy acrylic color for gel printing. And it comes out really ridiculously in a glob. So you have to be careful how to dose this on the plate. You want to come off like a lot of paint, more than you probably need. Hi, CP. Hi, Lisa. So I'm always a little bit careful, but it's more liquid than the Sennelier. Oh, look, I knew it. It's too much. So what often happens is I have to scoot back some of the white. But it's a good companionship. It gives a little bit, it softened up that heavy body, and I like that it gives me an uneven color on the sheet. Oh man, I am so not prepared. I had to find everything from baby wipes to spatulas to whatnot. But look at that, the mix right there. That's very lovely. Okay, super thick. Thick is good in this case. And then I pick up the texture. So I have a lot of time because that a thick layer, it will stay wet for a long time. So I can take the time I need to place my stencil in various places. I also like to use this part of my hand for these, when you're just picking up the print from an intricate stencil. Roll up my sleeves for you guys. And luckily you can see it through the deli paper, right? So because this plate is coated in with a nice thick layer, I'm just taking it easy. And this is why I'm thinking that it's different from when you watch other people jelly print, because they would never, I think, use so much paint as I'm using for my prints. It would be like take eons if they wanted it to dry in between layers. And but basically I'm just going for that crusty look. Not all papers are useful, but we know that. That's just the quality of jelly print. You never really know what you're getting, right? I like this. Now I go in and prepping the edges. I think this softened them up so they don't accumulate so hard a crusty edge that it refused to lift. So I kind of broke up the edge. This, however, I would like to dry up a little bit. I wouldn't mind if it's set a little while. So I used to fan it with a sheet of paper. The white stuff is simply just white acrylic, and I used the Academy acrylic from Schminke. I find it is a very likable thickness. It mixes well with very watery acrylic from inexpensive craft brands, and it softened up my artist heavier bodied acrylics. So it's like an in between texture that's good for both the kind of acrylics that I got. I'm so good at explaining, right? Oh my god. Okay, I wouldn't, as I said, mind if this was kind of set and dried a little bit. Oh, I can't leave it alone. Can you see that? A little bit more. Hi, Becky. I love your owls. Oh my god. On Beck is also Lori sued. Also Janet Nash. I'm telling you guys, Lori's sew with her hands an owl. It was so cute. And Janet Nash made a scene with there was owl shave, and Aunt Bex is making also her owls, and they're so adorable. Okay, this need like this kind of very pale color, no rhyme or reason color choice, because it's gonna get a different glaze when it comes on my canvas. I just want something that's bright. I want something that's not white as paper, because I don't want it to look like I have a bare spot of paper. So I basically am just going for, you could call it a tinted white. And tinted white in my universe is a lot of things. It spans from a very minty to this, I almost want to say flesh. It's not flesh, it's like pale rose, to a very lavender is a good one, mauve, to also if you mix white with this light blue here. as long as it's not white as paper, because I don't want my canvases to look like they got white spots peeking through. But here I simply just squeeze in a second layer of texture. Pounding down on the corners. The more you beat up your corners, the easier that the crusty bit will release. And this has to dry completely because I'm going to do the final pull from this. So this one really have to be dried up. I like to pull my pulls with a special brand that you all know. It's called Cream Coat from Delta Creative, American favorite acrylic paint. For some reason, I just get the best pulls when I use that brand of acrylic. I don't know. It must be something with the consistency, or maybe it's just sheer habit. I have always pulled with Titan Buff. I don't know who started that trend, but yeah, I actually have no answer why it has to be Titan Buff, but I like that it's once again not white, it's a tinted white. Oh, the owls are so cute, so cute. I enjoyed it a lot. Okay, I didn't really think that this fanning with the paper would be an issue while I'm streaming, but it's kind of making myself crazy to look at the monitor and I can see that fanning with the hand. So should we try from a very high distance to use the heat gun? It was up very high. It's still taking its time. Should I try? Okay, if you guys hang on, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and get my hair dryer. I don't have one with a cool setting, but at least it's not as hot as a heat gun, you know. So I'm just gonna get my hair dryer. Okay, let's try this. I think it's better than a heat gun. Prepare for some noise. Oh, the nozzle just came off. Here we go. Noise. Oh, wow. I'm so glad that I'm streaming this. Otherwise, I was never gonna figure out that that actually was a good idea. Thank you, guys. I'm gonna pull this with ordinary copy paper for the printer, and I'm gonna try and make a very thin coat with this Ceran coat Delta craft paint. I'm not getting all the way out to the edges, which is what I would like to prefer. So now I'm just trying to quickly add a little bit more of paint, asking for a disaster. It's like when you double dip on a gel plate, it starts pulling up the print. And then quickly come on with the paint bar. Oh my god, where I just put the paint bar? Here it is. Back from when I was baking cakes like a freak, I had this fondant tool from Wilton, and I use it for my gel plate. Back in the days, I smoothed out fondant with this tool, so it just got a nice grip to the handle. Of course, you can use your hands, but you know, we're creatures of habit, so once you started do things in one particular way, it just sticks. Now I need to figure out where to put it to dry. Yeah. Oh, I like this a lot. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Can you see how I get that the rippled old effect? Imagine we come on top of this with a glazed color. It will just look like old wallpaper, like something that's worn down, and I picked up a little bit of crusty bits here and there. Not a lot, just a smidgen, but hopefully on the next pull, it will pick up more and more of these bits right there. So yes, grungy, that's the word I'm looking for. I'm aiming for grungy. Thanks for giving me that vocabulary. I've been looking in my brain about what to call this. And I decided wanting to stream about it because I've seen people do a lot of jelly printing streams, but nobody has really jelly printed like I am, you know, with a specific look in mind, not caring so much about the color necessarily. I should take. Okay, I should. But this is like my art hoodie, and I can't believe that it was time to pull it out. Fall is here, guys. We had the first real fall day yesterday. I was a bit sad, you know, like, oh, now it starts, you know, getting colder and everything. And hubby, he rushed down to the windsurfing club where he's, you know, he's trying to learn how to windsurf. He had like a really semi-dangerous trip into the water, but he came home, you know, in one piece. But he told me when he came home that it was a little bit scary. You know? What I often do when I got a likable pull, I try to imitate exactly what I did, so I at least got two sheets to pick from. I look, I can't really control this nozzle. Keeps putting out more than I need. I always try and do like two similar. They don't necessarily have to be identical, but just if I use the same stencils, the same order of paint, I won't, you know, be disappointed. I'm like really manhandling this. It is super detailed, this stencil to begin with, so intricate. So last night at 11 p.m. it was still 80 Fahrenheit. That's a lot. That's like, I don't know, that's our mid-August temperature. Aren't you guys going into fall at all? Mother Earth has been very evil to Texas this year. So dry and hot. I saw on the news that there was this lake in a dinosaur park where the water pulled back and revealed new dinosaurs' footprint. It was just mesmerizing that they have been hidden under the lake for so long. Okay, for those guys who weren't here from the beginning, I do not let most of my layers dry in between. And I deliberately am putting too much paint on my plate. So it may look like unfamiliar compared to what other people are doing, but I have a purpose with this. I'm going for like raised thick texture. Just for those guys just popping in right now thinking, oh my god, she's using like a ton of paint. But hey, gel printing does really use a ton of paint. Kathy Abra and I was talking about this. I can't remember if it was on a stream, but we talked about one tiny glob of paint can last a long time when you're painting a painting. So the way that we just pour it onto these plates, rolling most of it off again because we don't want it there, is just like every paint manufacturer's wet dream. Like, yes, look at them just splurging with our paint. Here I'm going in to work the edges, kind of hoping to. I'm pushing really hard. It in my imagination helps releasing the crusty bits if you keep annoying and rubbing and massaging, you know. So, and this is the layer that needs to like really dry up. So maybe I should hit it with the hair dryer. Walking outside, leaves are falling, crunching beneath my feet, like watching on cereal. Don't ask how I know how that's like. Okay, this reminds me of something. Cereal and leaf in the same sentence. You know what? My son knocked over a almost full box of cereal, and the way it spread on the floor was just like mesmerizing. Like, oh my god, did all that fit inside that tiny box? And then I am standing looking at it like mesmerized about that. And then my hubby, he enters the kitchen, and then he just clinch eyes with my son and like, you're gonna clean up that mess on your own. And then my son goes out to the garage and pick out the leaf blower. You know, it can suck and it can also blow. And then he used the leaf blower to suck off all the cereal. And I was like not saying a word because him cleaning up after himself, don't discourage that, you know. But okay, I'm gonna use the hair dryer. I think it's really loud, so cover your ears. Okay, then it didn't start. It started. Just had a delay. I thought it was broken. Woo. I'm just checking the temperature. You're not supposed to use hot air on your gel plate. I know that. So I'm hoping that switching heat gun with a hair blower will reduce the fact that I am doing something that's not so smart. It actually helps. I got thick paint on it, so it will take like eons for it to decide to dry up. Let us just let it sit for a while. Oh my god, hi Mariah. You might not want to see this stream. Okay, in chat, we got like professional jelly plater, Queen Mariah. So suddenly, I'm like, ugh, now I better behave. Okay, I actually think it's as dry as it can get. Okay, now for that perfect, not too much, not too thin piece of this acrylic. Uh, what's wrong? Can you see when your paint come out like this? It's time to buy a new one. Oh my god! I got like a giant booger in. Oh, it's just going on and on and on. Oh, that was the most disgusting thing. Oh my god, has it been in there for that long? Are there anything left? Of course, it had to happen as soon as Mariah enters my stream. That was so disgusting. You know what? I think I'm gonna put this aside and then find another sort of either buff titanium or just a simply different color of Ceramcoat brand paint because this is not nice. I don't even want those things on my prints. Okay, I want a thin layer, but not so thin that I start rolling off the texture. I think we're there, we're there, we're there. Quickly, paper. Yeah, baby. Oh man, I hope that it's gonna be somewhat identical to what we just pulled so I can pair them up. I usually use 2 or 3 identical sheets to cover up a poster-sized canvas background on one side, and then you need like 3 sheets for the other side also, but that can be in a different color. So it's always nice to do. Sometimes I'm thinking in ombres, like you need something a little bit darker in the bottom of the canvas, and then getting brighter the higher up you get to the top of the canvas. So thinking in pairs is cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is perfect. Oh my god, I'm so lucky. Yeah, I like this one. Love it. Got some crusty action going on here, just what I was after. Look at this down here. I can utilize this piece. Just this area here alone is just perfect, perfect. Sweet, sweet. Look at this up here. Can you imagine this next to like if you're doing something in a portrait, like this could be the edge of a jar. Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. The camera doesn't really pick up the colors. Can I manipulate with the light? No. What I got is like a soft, soft pink undertone. And I got that the white space that I like so much when I'm glazing on top because that will show the true color of the glaze that I'm using. Oh, I like it. That was a good pull. And you can mix and match between these two. This one is a little bit darker, so maybe now I should make one that's almost identical to this, but with a smidgen darker tone than this one. So if I want to go ombre on a canvas, I have those 3 sheets to do so. Nothing like missing a sheet. When you're working and you want to prep your background and you miss that one single sheet of, of a special print, And just thinking about having to drag out all your stuff, the plate, the baby wipe, the stencil, figuring out which paint did you use that day. I mean, that's just, yeah, just not motivating you at all. So rather just take a lot of prints when you got your things on the table. And you guys saw how randomly I picked up my tubes. It was just going for one specific bluish thing. Yeah, we got that first silver down. And then, you know what? Let me switch out this with a little more toned. What would I pick? If maybe this one actually. We're gonna tint it up with white so it's not so, darn it, I don't like it already. It's too it's flimsy. Like it's I'm gonna put in some black or some darkness. I meant very thick coat. It might work. It might work. Yeah, that could be like a step out from that dark. Okay, we're in business. Okay, let me try and take off as much as I can. And this time I'm switching to a new stencil, trying to introduce a new stencil because I already got 2 sheets with one kind of stencil. This one is not leaving so many marks. Can you see that? Maybe this one is better for the mark making. Yep, this one picks up those random marks. And this one is so intricate that you won't really get a specific shape, a specific pattern. It will just be intricate mess, and that's what I'm going for. This grungy style. And why don't I like that you can see the design of the stencil? Because I want my artwork to be mostly reminded about me and not a stencil pattern. So when my canvas is finished printing, my background should merge in looking homemade by me, by my hand, and not a particular print from a stencil design uh, exposing itself in a dominant way. you know, you could say, like, I want to camouflage that I'm using stencils because it makes it more like original in my head. So those gel prints that comes out with 2 significant stencil patterns, I toss them. I don't use them for my canvases. Yeah. Okay, let's give this a time to just set a little bit, and I can read chat. I'm so behind in chat. Let's see. I am a professional gel plate commentator, Mariah Rose. That's good. In this case, you would be more like, this is how not to use so much paint. This is where you don't use a hair blower for your plate. So, this one shows the stencil work more than the last one. My internet, smaller details are harder to get the paint through, yes. But the smaller details are the best for making grunge because it leaves behind so much paint that it will be pulled off in a layer eventually. I have you in the background playing, driving my daughters around. Oh, so I have to speak nicely. Okay, I would love this to settle up a little bit. I'm just gonna blow it quickly with the hair blower. I will remember to keep a good distance. Okay, and then I think we use this pink, very nice color combo for just a pale, bright background. And then I want to pick up some of these to make a more like holes so you can still peek through to the last pull color. And this is where I'm using this area on my hand to really squeeze it down. I find that if I press it like that, it will take up more. Oh, yeah, it's just basically a habit. Just a habit. 14 sheets will cover a poster size canvas from top to bottom. 14 A4 sized sheets. So if you are trying this at home, at least have 16 sheets, so you have two to rip off for corners and making nice finishes. But in total, you need 14 A4 size to cover up 24 inches times 33 inches substrate. Let's see, you need some PM stencils. Many of them are more for mark making, not so pattern specific. We have those too, but we agree they are tools for the artist. Yeah, I just use it as tools. And I like it the most when they're getting blurred out. So I just get the feeling of old grungy wallpaper with not a specific pattern on it. I'm just gonna heat set this. That feels so wrong saying heat set when I'm jelly painting. I'm just gonna dry this paint a little bit. Yeah, it's more dry now. Okay, I kind of think this died on me, it just got like really nasty. So I am reaching for a buff titanium. This is Titan buff. Let's try out this feller here. Oh, I need some pliers. Okay, somewhere over this rainbow, I got some pliers. Hi, Sandra. Remind me to show you my Egyptian book before I end this stream. Okay, everyone in chat, remind me like 10 minutes before I end the stream that I need to flip through an Egyptian yummy book that I got for kids that I think that Sandra would like to look at. I don't know. Maybe you can get some ideas. I don't feel that the Sennelier is spreading out as well as the Saran cream coat. It also feels dry before I put the paper on. Maybe I should just have picked another brand to pick up my print with. I should just have grabbed a bottle of ceram coat instead of changing brand. I'm gonna hold this a little bit longer than necessary. I know my paper may pull off, but you know, like peel off. But I just got that feeling that something was wrong with the pickup coat on this one. Ooh. Okay, let's peel it off. Yeah, it's coming off, but not satisfying a lot. I think I need to do another cleanup print. Yeah, it came off a little bit. I would have loved more here. So now I'm trying to get the rest back up by actually just taking this nasty and see, can we get out just a smidgen. I don't want anything with lumps in. Okay, that looked lump free. This is so nasty. Okay, what I'm doing now is that I am partially rolling on where I can see there are some unpicked areas. And then my plan is to reposition the same paper, not worrying, because the paper is not going to be wet where it didn't pick up anything, right? So the paper should be somehow able to absorb. So this is the area here where it didn't kind of pick up anything. Gonna line it up. Only frugal idiots do it like this, I think. If your paint is still warm from blow drying, the new paint you put on will dry very fast. I think I just learned that actually, Kathy. That must be the reason why it just felt wrong. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it is new for me to use that hair dryer. I'm only doing it because I'm streaming, to be honest, because when the camera is off, I got patience enough to wait for it to. Are these for a snowy background? No, I'll show what I use my print for. Let me just pull this one. Maybe take it. Yeah, now it's pulling off more. I got a little bit more off. I can still use this. I think it's still got potential. Yeah. Let me just show Sandra quickly what how I'm using my prints and why I'm making them in a specific style. Let me clean my hands before I start picking and grabbing stuff behind me. Let's see. Creating visually texture through pattern. Yes, I'm just reading upwards in chat to see if I missed something. Okay, now I got like semi-cleaned hands. So yeah, now I can grab things. Hold on. It's a little bit difficult for me to show you in a good way, so let's just try like this. I use my stencils to create texture in my paintings. So this is a gel print that you can see on the nose brim right there. And it's also a jelly print that create this effect on the cheekbone of this painting. And it's also jelly prints that gives me a grungy textured background. But all this up here is gel prints. So can you see why I need gel prints that got like white spaces over here at the end of the canvas? This is also gel prints giving me that texture to my paintings. And then I use gel prints to finish off edges of my canvas because I bent them around the edges so you get like a full finished you could say painting. um, do we have one that's let's see. Here I've used gel prints more as a very uh, colorful background, so it looks very rich to have these prints. And I love the way that they fold around the corner, but there's like no gel prints inside the face area, but gel prints are sort of collecting the whole painting the way that they are a piece of the background. But I could never like print like this directly on the canvas. And this is the reason why I like gel prints that are not showing a particular pattern, because I don't want a pattern design to take over the focal point. So the more messy and grungy it looks, the better. But I still like, for instance, her coat is also gel prints with leaves. So the end of her coat makes it look like fabric, like she's wearing some sort of fabric, you know. So that's how I use my gel prints in my artwork. So some of the prints are for grungy text, crusty bits texture, and other gel prints are more to give me a rich background. So I don't have like a flat, dead background in one color. I like that my backgrounds are still some sort of a place where your eyes can linger at tiny spots, still finding something new to look at. You know, I can see now when it is far away. You who don't notice it through it was just paint. You don't notice it though. Oh, yeah, it's because I glazed them. I glue down all my gel prints and place them where I want them, and then I, in the end, marry them to the whole painting by giving them a glaze. So all of them are getting married together, just like you when you marry two collage items together with white gesso, where you kind of combine them together. I can use a colored glaze on top of my gel prints. So that's why it doesn't matter which hue actually I'm printing in, as long as it's brighter than the darkest background color that I could dream up using. And I really like to use dark umber, dark green gray, um, turquoise if it shouldn't be dark. So blue tones, lavender, light mint is my go-to colors most often. So, but yeah, I make it sound like I know what I'm doing, but it's actually most trial and error. So there is a lot of audition of papers, like how will this look? How would this look? And then there is a lot of also top printing, like I can go back on a gel print and top print it with a pattern of gold if I want all of them to have like a gold, um, a hint of gold somewhere, So they're still being customized, but yeah, it's a little bit difficult to explain. It's also a state of mind. Sometimes it is nice to have just a plain acrylic colored background with no disturbing patterns that are confusing your eyesight. So it's not like I have to do it in this way and I have to use gel prints. It's just a choice, and I really like having the choice. And I know for sure that I need 14 A4 sheets for the size of canvas. That's poster size, 23 inches times 33 inches. So I already got in system that I know how big a poster size and how many sheets I need for that. So if I pick a different sized canvas, I can just in my head add A4 sheets to calculate how much do I need of each. So, and I'm saying this because as soon as you start using gel prints as background, you will realize that there is an advantage for the gel prints to look somehow cohesive. If you have too big a jump, like from one style or even color to the next, it may look a little bit off. Like it may look like she's standing in front of a room that where the tapestry in the background is done with two different rolls of wallpaper. So there is a reason to kind of get them a little bit cohesive. Okay, this felt like so dry, so I'm just gonna immediately go on top of it with the other color. Like when you are collaging, anything make more paper than you think, so they are similar. Yes. If I need one sheet, I would love to have two sheets because sometimes I like what's on the top of the one sheet and what's on the bottom on sheet number two. I keep want to say sheet instead of sheet. Sometimes one sheep is more attractive than the other sheep. So when you're tearing it up anyway, it's just cool to have selection. Of course, I like what I paint. I'm not like a self-shamer like that. I can just sometimes get a little bit tired of looking what I painted and find it more interesting to, if I'm revisiting a painting, to look at the gel prints in the background because I find them more interesting because this chaotic dance of pattern and color is mesmerizing for my eyes to look at. Okay, I like this stencil because it gives me holes to the background. So now, oh my god, I want this Titan buff to make it cohesive. I'm gonna use this even though it got like some nasty boogers. And I'm just gonna make sure to grab those boogers with my spatula before they get on my paper. I'm trying to nurse my corners here to release some of the crusty bits by annoying it with this stencil here. What it does is that it actually does pick up, like you can see I picked up something here, right? It does actually release some of it, but not all. It's also a little bit funny when you don't want the crusty bits, right? You get them galore. But when you are after the crusty bits, they ain't coming off. It's like the plate knows it, like it's a teenage plate. Like it knows. Okay, I don't want to use the hair dryer because I'm not used to that extra heat that it exposes my plate to. So simply just gonna fan it down, old school, old style. Wait, who doesn't want crusty bits? They're often the best. Oh, I know, right? I love them a lot. Mm. But there are actually people who don't like them, and there are also people who don't like granulating watercolors, and it's just mesmerizing. But something for each style and taste, I guess. Oh man, it's still kind of, it's getting there. It's getting there. Not granulating watercolors. You are hurting my brain. It's true. Sennelier even sells a non-granulating ultramarine pink. When I saw it in the store, I was like, "Oh my god, there must be, money backing up this decision because apparently they sell since they're produced." This time I'm gonna have my paper ready and my smoother is here. This is my hardest step of gel printing, learning how to apply not too much, not too little, not to roll it to death so I start picking up the pattern. So, I got an old guest book from 1960s where they're using 100% cotton paper, and it's ivory gold, like I would say like smoker's white, like nicotine tarnished pages. They are so good to picking up crusty bits, but it's in the other room. I didn't prepare enough for this stream to get it out. But some papers from the old days where they used cotton instead of wood pulp in their sheets are very likely to pick up crusty bits. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, this is. Oh, my light is so bright. I don't even know how to get the perfect light. But here we got what I want. This is so awesome. I mean, this area right here would look so interesting on a cheek. Like you got the eye here on the portrait, and then the cheek area is coming here, where you can utilize this grungy edge to merge into some dark shadow colors of the skull. Can you just picture it? Like it's given for it, like the dark eye socket here, cheekbone there. So this is useful, and it got texture. It's got like that raised texture. So that was a good pull. Isn't this fun? I think it's really likable to make these. Okay, we're gonna do one last, and then I'm gonna show my Egyptian books for Sandra. My last pull, I of course want to start off with silver because I kind of did that on all the pulls today. But I want to include a lavender. Um, just auditioning the lavender in conjunction with that blue toned paper. So I'm just gonna give myself the same starting point as all the other papers. This grid of silver shimmer. Okay, this is the one I'm talking about. This lavender. Ooh, oh no, I hope I don't like it because it's into the last bit of it. Now my mind is racing like, where did you buy it? How can you get another one? It's into its last breath. Yeah. I think I should try and mix my own and then squeeze it into these tubes. Some of these tubes got a fairly large hole. Okay, this one doesn't. But you know, some of the tubes got like a big hole like this one. So if you succeed to mix your own color, you can reuse some of the acrylic packaging. I just want to use different sets of stencils since now I drag them out, you know. Maybe some of you would like to see some of these. Okay, we got some leaves down. It's a little bit too densed. Does it call that? So I'm just gonna pick up a little bit more so it's not so dense. I think I should let this dry actually. I think I could dry that with the hair dryer because what I'm gonna put on next is going to be the second out of 3 layers. So it doesn't matter that it comes on super on a warmer plate. Okay, I want to try this darker color just for the kicks of it, and then put in a little bit of the Schminke acrylic white to get it a little bit brightened up. So we get like this two colored middle layer, which yeah, it just oozes out so fast from this jar. Yeah, this is going to be nice and thick to make those crusty. And I don't even care that it got leopard prints because like I said, I'm gonna pick it up and I want to use stencils that I haven't used on this stream here before. So I just want something a little bit darker and then picked up with Titan Buff. And those leopard spots, they're going to be pushed more in the background with this stencil right here. And if you think that you need to push it even more, you can be like really determined when you pick up paper like this, really getting it picked up. So now it won't even be an issue. It's not like on the finished print, your eyes would not like be drawn to that area, thinking like, oh, there's a spot. I think I want bigger holes, and because I don't know, suddenly I don't like if it looked like it got measles. Yeah, this is better. I'm gonna take away that measles look, that polka dotted. Yeah, we got enough random. We got that nice grungy mess, you know. I think that this layer should heat set or be dried up properly. Properly. I need that Friday cocktail to be able to express myself. I'm gonna dry this one properly before I pull it out. Yep, it's dry. I'm gonna follow Kathy Arbor's advice about letting my plate cool off a little bit so that I don't have it wasn't a mistake, but it was not as expected, and in a negative way. Like I disliked how quick it dried because I want to roll out a thin layer, right? So if it dries fast and I am messing around with my brayer and picking a paper and everything, it's just completely dry when the paper finally gets on top of it. So I'm just gonna let it cool off a little bit. Hi, Kimberly. Just in time for cocktails. That's true. Cheers, Kimberly. Oh, I like CP's comment about watching P and me Gelli is like watching day and night. Yes. And that's actually why I've been hesitating jelly printing on stream, because I can see that I have a different approach, like a more homemade way of home knitted recipe of how I achieve what I'm asking from the plate. But I'm definitely asking. You know, I am. I'm not just. I'm not just going for random incidents, happy accidents. I'm asking for a specific design, and it takes a while to get to know this gel printing animal well enough to be able to ask. I see that Devon also asked. She had a piece of pattern paper in front of her and she was going for that look. That's asking, you know. So I find that the Devon Rex for Arts gel printing streams are so interesting. Yeah, it's true. There's no wrong way. So, but there is a like different different way of using them. Oh, you know what? I'm so tempted. I think I want to try. Okay, let me just take this out first. Yeah. Ooh. Love it, love it. Oh man, look at that. I got the Not too much, but enough that it's usable. Look at that edge all the way here. I can use this. This is also a very interesting part. Yeah, this would be a very lovely edge on either a dress, a sleeve, the edge of a jar. Yeah, that's really likable. Okay, now I can see on the time that now would be a perfect time to put the plate away and show Sandra my Egyptian book. Devin is a master at transfer and composition. Yes, I really love to see people's uh, project printing. You know, when they are like using fun things and their own homemade pattern papers and stuff for making journals or projects or as backgrounds for paintings. It's very exciting. And like I said, it is so weird. I often like the background just as much as the focal point. And I think that's why we're willing to pay big bucks for paintings. It's because we keep coming back to them, getting more than when we first saw them. You know, you can keep finding a new place for your eyes to rest. So, yeah. Ta-ta, my Egyptian book. Okay. Maybe I am so lucky that I can just fold this brown paper envelope together and get a somewhat clean space. Ta-ta! Look at this. Oh, I love anything gold. It's just up my alley. I'm such a sucker for these very foiled books, whether it's edge of the page or the title. But it's called Egyptology and it's in Danish. And it's one of those kids' books. Oh, I'm sorry. I yanked the camera in the wrong direction. It's one of those kids' books where there's a lot of exploration to do. Like, this is a letter you can pull out, and there is a story to this. It's, of course, a book that has been found in the estate of a person who has left this earth. So they are exploring Egypt through her eyes for the first time. So it's like they don't know that she was so into Egypt's history and Egyptology. So everything is explained like when she first met it. What's wrong with me on the camera? I am like opposite. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I have to go like this. And there is this faux papyrus pieces with their alphabet. So in case that you want to spell out your own name, and then some of the characters that are mentioned on the pages is also in this. And then there is like a fold out papyrus like this. Yeah, I am a sucker for all those faux ephemera that are just looking like they're glued in. It's like really lovely. Imagine if you had a trip and you came back with a travels journal this thorough, you know, with so much history. They're talking about, oh, this is like walk as an Egyptian just in Danish. Isn't it funny? They're talking about temperatures and measurements and areas, square meters, on these flap right here. So you can see how many kilometers there are from London to Cairo, from New York to Cairo. So it's just one of those. This is a fun one. You open these up and then you see what they excavated of tunnels in the original pyramids. But on all pages, you're like looking with your fingers for some sort of ephemera that you can activate. This is a little mummy's cloth. The cloth, it's just a piece of gauze, you know. But hey, Sandra, maybe you can actually borrow this idea. You take a piece of cloth of gauze, and then you punch out, if you have that specimens punch from Tim Holtz, and then you can make yourself this faux booklet in your journal displaying a distressed piece of gauze, you know, like a mummy's cloth. The copyright date on this book, I bought it for my son when he was little, so I know it's at least 10 years old. Do we have a date somewhere? Well, it states that she wrote her memories and travel notebooks in 1926, but this book is published from a Danish publisher that probably has translated it from an English version. Oh my god, it doesn't have that generic first page where you can find the ISBN number and stuff. Oh, I'm grabbing for this. I thought I could lift it up. You know what? I don't have any date. That is so strange. Is it like an ephemera that's like hit? Oh, I thought this was a pocket. It's not a pocket. It's just the design. Maybe it's one of these. No, it's just the postcards and tags. This letter here is dated 2004. So, oh yeah, there is some comments here. Yeah, I actually think it's published 2004, and here they're talking about it's doubtable whether any of these facts are based on real facts. So it's like fiction, and it's done to make it more exciting. And the chronologic way that she's discovering her Egypt trip is not how it was excavated necessarily. So it's just like a page of disclaimer, you know. Okay, I think we got to this page here. Learn to understand hieroglyphs, and then there's this booklet explaining in Danish, because they got a lot of signs that are group signs, like a feather could be the sign for all kind of birds, but not necessarily a specific bird. So what is this? This is one of these a map that you pull out. Doesn't this remind you of uh, origami? You know, like you can fold your own origami paper and insert like this in your journal and just make a tab up here. So that is fun. I feel like this one can do something. I can flip out. Okay. Honestly, I know that I've been reading this book before, but it's like I forgot every single page. Like I'm discovering it one more time. Oh, I remember this one. It's a game, and this is the rule book for how they play this kind of Egyptian backgammon kind of styled game. And then these are the game pieces that you need, and it's just like looking like I haven't even opened it. It's looking like Ludo. We have that. Oh, I don't think I know the English word for it, but there's like one symbolic piece per player. So all your play pieces could have like this shape, and then in the end of the game, they count who's got most of the opponent's shapes. Oh man, look, time is running. It's 4 minutes to Barb. Okay, I'm just gonna flip quickly through this like on speed. A mummy often buried in three sarcophagus. The English name for the coffins, but they often have like three coffins, right? And then inside the fourth is the mummy. So I'm flipping so fast through this, but it's just gonna give Sandra uh, a look into my Egyptian book, how they glued in foldouts and small ephemera, maybe giving her an idea to use in her own Egyptian journal. And now it's ending. Oh, I'm sorry for the rapid speed flip. Yeah. So now it's time for Bob Owen. Thank you guys for coming to my stream this Friday. I wish you an awesome weekend, and go get those cozy sweaters, buy that favorite tea of yours, and welcome fall. So have a nice week and see you over at Barb's. I have to dig out my mouse. Here it is. Oh, I'm so glad you guys had fun. I was in doubt whether I could create some sort of stream that gave sense when you guys have to watch me jailprint. So, bye bye.